Another operation that we can do with matrices is multiplication. And it turns out that matrix multiplication is not quite as straightforward as addition or subtraction. So first of all, two matrices can only be multiplied not if they have the same dimension, but if the first matrix number of columns is the same as the number of rows for the second matrix. Okay. In other words, you could have A times B if A is m by n and B is n by p. Okay, notice the n here is the same. So number of columns in A is equal to the number of rows in B. So when those match up, okay, the resulting matrix A times B is actually m by p. Okay, so that's how the dimension of matrix products works. So let's go through and do this example so that you can see how it works. First of all, this here is a 2 by 2 matrix, okay, and it's being multiplied here by a 2 by 3 matrix. So notice that these two numbers are the same, which allows us to multiply, okay, and the result is going to be this 2 by 3. We're going to end up with a 2 by 3 matrix here. Now, the way that we are going to get the entries here, each of these entries, I'm just going to go ahead and indicate the row and column for these. So if this result here, I'll just call this matrix A, all right? This first entry is A12, A13, sorry, that's A11, A11, A12, and A13. Okay, and here's A21, A22, and A23. So those are kind of the entries, and I wanted to point it out this way because the row and column entry tells you which row of the first matrix and which column of the second matrix to use when multiplying. So, for example, A11, we're going to use the first row, which is first row of the first matrix, and the first column of the second matrix. And so that's what we're using right there. And we multiply the corresponding entries and then add the results. So we do 3 times 5, 3 times 5, okay, and then plus -1 times -1. Okay, that's 15 plus 1, which is 16. So that's the first entry here, 16. Okay. For now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those boxes, and I'll go through and do the next one. So A12. Okay, this is the first row, and second column. First row of the first one, second column of the second one. Okay, and again we multiply corresponding entries. So 3 times 1 plus, and then -1 times 0. All right, that's 3 plus 0, which is 3. So that's A12. That's my entry right there. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next one, A13. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this marking up here. And okay, and look at A13. So that's the first row, third column. First row, third column. Okay, multiplying corresponding entries, 3 times -4. Okay, plus -1 times 2. So that's -12 plus -2, which is -14. That's right here. Okay, so that's how it works. Let's go ahead and do that's the first row. Let's go ahead and do now the second row of our product. So now looking at A2, 1. Okay, this is the second row, first column. So 2 times 5 plus 0 times -1. Okay, that's 10 plus 0, which is 10. Okay. For the next one, we are going to, let's go ahead and get rid of the marking there. Okay. And we have now a 2, 2 is our next entry. That's the second row and second column. Second row and second column. And that's 2 times 1 plus 0 times 0. That's 2 plus 0, which is 2. Okay. And finally, our last entry is entry 2, 3. So that's the second row, third column. Second row, third column. Okay. And oh, I probably should have used a different color there. It's okay. So we do 2 times -4 and 0 times 2. That's -8 plus 0, which is -8. So that's how we do matrix multiplication. It's pretty involved, okay? But if you kind of remember that each entry that you're getting, okay, the row and column tell you which row from the first and column from the second to use, then that'll help you to be able to remember how to do these.